No. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon to all you high school football fans. My name is Coach Anthony Williams, president of Connected Athletics. I am the host of the B-Dubs Player Spotlight, sponsored by Buffalo Wild Wings. Buffalo Wild Wings has partnered with myself and my company, Connected Athletics, to showcase some of the great student athletes here in the state of Texas right now during the fall football season. We are giving student athletes a chance to tell their story, to share their journey, and give their fans, their community, and college coaches a chance to know who they are both on and off the field. This young man was one of our Player of the Weeks just recently, as we are almost halfway through the Texas high school season here. Marshall MJ Kenner is the kid that we have on. He's an explosive athlete at a storied program, Steele High School, down in the Cibola area, just outside of San Antonio. But you don't want to hear from me. Let's hear from him. MJ, how you doing tonight?
I'm good. I'm good. Yes, sir.
Good. Hey, so we'll jump right in here. For those coaches or fans that haven't followed you on social media, tell us, give us your full name, your grad year, your position, the school, and let's jump right in.
I'm Marshall Kenner.
Mhm.
I'm a running back, linebacker, class of 2027.
2027. So, coaches, he's only a sophomore, still going to grow, develop, and put up some big numbers here. MJ, tell us a little bit about football. When did you start playing? You're obviously a good athlete. You're fast. You're explosive. When did you start playing, and when did you put your focus on football?
I started playing football when I was 5 years old, and I fell in love with the game.
What is it
I started
about? I mean,
playing
I
for
love
track.
the game too. What is it about the game that you love? Is it the physicality? Is it the mentality of it? Is it the preparation? What is it that really kind of gets you going?
Honestly, for me, it's the physicality. I just love the physicality of it.
Okay. And then you said you started playing at 5. I'm sure you played other sports. You play basketball, baseball, run track. What else? What other sports have you participated in?
I played baseball, basketball. I ran track, all of that. So yes, sir.
MJ, what year, what age was it when you said, I'm going to focus on football and football is going to help me get my college education paid for? What age or grade was that?
Probably going into first, second grade is when I knew I wanted to play football
Ah,
and take it far.
okay. Wow, that's really early from a lot of the other athletes that I talked to. That's inspiring. Tell us a little bit about how the season's going. You guys, you're obviously part, as I mentioned earlier, a story program. I've been following that program for the 20 years I've been in Texas. A lot of great athletes have left out of Steele, wouldn't have had successful college careers, and a lot of them in the pros. Tell us what it's like to be in a story program like Steele.
It's great the weightlifting program, the conditioning program, all that. That's just good for us. Keeps us on the right track. All that.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about your relationship with your position coach. You said you play running back and linebacker. You can talk about both of them, but give us an idea of how important the relationship of a student athlete is with their position coach.
It's really important. Having the same connection, being on the same page. Making sure that your coach, you're getting the right calls down, all that.
And then what about your head coach, Coach David? He does a great job. Been there for a while. What's he like? How is he running the program?
He's a great coach, one of the best in Texas. I just want to thank him for my journey so far. It's been going good. That's all I got to say about him.
Yeah, no, absolutely. He does a great job there. Tell us, is there every student athlete can think of a person, could be a teacher, a counselor, an AP, a coach that has had an impact for them on campus that kind of helped them focus in on their long-term goals. Is there anybody, a teacher that you want to shout out that said, yeah, Mr. and Miss So-and-so really got me straight and got me focused on what I want to achieve going in the future?
I want to shout out Miss Mahoney. She's one of the teachers. She's always supported me, kept me on track, keep me out of trouble, all that.
Okay. Love that you shouted her out right there. Hey, for MJ, for these coaches that haven't visited your timeline yet, you're only a sophomore. Recruiting probably won't really start until after the season. But for those coaches that don't know you yet, tell them about you. Tell them about your prep. Let's start with preparation. Do you love the practice? Do you love the off season? Do you love the conditioning? Everybody loves playing on Friday nights, but you and I both know as former players that isn't all happening. There's a lot of preparation goes into it. Tell us about how you prepare each week for the critical district that you're in.
Each week going into the games, or the practice week, that's hard. We just gotta study the team, the opponent, watch our film. Just we gotta stay on the right path, stay focused.
It sounds like you already understand at a young age the importance of studying film of your opponent and then really getting into the playbook and understanding the scouting report. Tell us a little bit how you balance that with the great performances on Friday nights.
From me watching film, and the scouting report and all that, going into Friday night, I just know what the opponent's gonna do and what they're like.
Yeah. Do you find at a young age, as you're still developing as a sophomore here, do you find that the harder you work in practice, that the game itself, I won't say it's easier, but it slows down because you guys go so hard in practice?
Yes, sir. I would say that. It is easier from watching the scouting report and the film and looking at the other team and practicing the plan.
How does it feel? I'll just pick a time when you're on offense. I know you play both, but when you're on offense, you break the huddle. Coach calls a play, you break the huddle, and you see defense like, I remember this defense in the film. I know what the coach said about it. They're going to do this, and so I'm going to do that. Talk to us a little bit about that because I think a lot of the fans that come to the games and maybe didn't play the game don't understand that every play isn't a new play, that every play we've either seen it before and we've been prepared for it, and it prepares you before the ball is even snapped.
From what coach is telling us, like if the defense is gonna do this and he calls that play, and we run it, I see it happens. I just execute what coach has been telling us, go through the right gaps, hit the right holes, all that.
Yeah, I've watched your obviously I've watched your huddle video, just really explosive. And I'll tell you something you probably already know, and your coach have told you. The more positions you can play at a high level can only help exalt your recruiting. But I want to ask, do you see yourself playing running back or linebacker at the next level?
I could see myself playing running back. That's my favorite position right now. I've been playing it since I started playing football.
What is it you love about the running back position? Because obviously there's only really two other people that touch the ball every time: the center and the quarterback. Tell us about your mentality because as a running back, yeah, we're going to give you the ball. Sometimes we're going to throw you the ball, but other times you need to block for somebody else, or you have to pick up a linebacker or a safety in blitz protection. Give these fans, give these coaches some insight to how you attack the running back position.
At running back, I like it because no matter what you're doing, if you're blocking, getting the ball, catching the ball, there's always some action. You gotta always stay ready.
Yep. And then obviously, you as a running back, you know the importance of you would be nothing without your O line. Take this time to shout out some of your O linemen and how much you appreciated them opening up these big holes for you.
I want to shout out my favorite old lineman, Price. I want to shout out Andrew Mortarelli and Dallas Rodriguez.
You know, linemen only, and you know this, you only hear a lineman's name when they get caught holding or being offsides or whatever. Talk about the respect that you have for these guys that really put in the work. And as you know, as a football player, the game is won at the line of scrimmage. And without those guys, you wouldn't be putting up big numbers. Talk about the appreciation, the love you have for those guys up front and the work they do.
I couldn't do it without him. Every time I score a touchdown, every time I get a big run, I come to the sideline, show them some love, dap them up. I just got to show them their love.
Yeah, I love that. MJ, how would you, obviously, I believe that football is the greatest team sport there is. How would your teammates describe you as a teammate?
A leader, lots of grit, unselfish, and hardworking.
Okay. What do you see now? You're a sophomore. You're playing varsity now. What advice would you give some of those middle school kids that are going to be feeding into the Steele program, or even some of the freshmen, about here's what I had to do to be a starter on varsity as a sophomore? What advice would you give them, or what advice would you have given yourself back then to prepare yourself for where you are today?
Just summer, work hard, lots of conditioning, lifting, and just be coachable. A
That's a
lot of
great.
that. Be coachable.
Yeah. I totally agree with you. Talked to a lot of players across the country, and there seems to be this thing now with kids who are in their freshman, sophomore year, and they're already looking forward to college, which is good. But sometimes I got to remind kids, man, enjoy high school football because after you leave this level, and if you are blessed to go to the next level, it's harder. The competition is more fierce, things like that. Talk to us about your enjoyment of putting on that Steele uniform and represent your school and your community every Friday night.
I love it. It's just the community, they're supportive. Everyone in the district supportive, just everybody. I love it.
Obviously student athletes like yourself, you play in front of large crowds. There's a big fan base there in Cibola Steel. Tell me, how do you give back to that community? I know that Coach Dave and the guys, you guys are probably doing some things active in your communities with either boys and girls clubs or going to the middle schools. What are you and your teammates doing to give back to the community?
We show up to the elementary schools, show support in the morning to them. We open doors, helping out their cars. We do all that.
Good stuff. Tell us a little bit about the Kenner family. Tell us a little bit about your mom and dad. Were they athletes? What do they do now? Do you have siblings? Give us some insight to your family.
Both my parents, they attended Judson.
Okay.
Mom, she was a basketball player, and then my
Nice.
dad, my brother, he was a football player as well. My uncles, they went to Steele, or they went to Judson and Wagner, and they played football. And yeah, I'm just continue the legacy of being an athlete.
There you go. Are you an only child or you got siblings?
Yes, sir. I'm the only child.
Okay. All right. You got the whole thing to yourself. I get that. Okay.
Sir.
Mom basketball, dad football. That's good to know. I know I don't have your height right now in front of me. I've seen your film. Tell these coaches who don't know about you yet. Give them your height and weight right now, and then what you project yourself. What height and weight will you be at by the time you graduate in 2 years?
Right now, I'm 5'10", 190.
Okay.
And when I graduate, I would say I'm going to be around 6 foot, 210, 215.
Wow, that's a perfect size for a linebacker. That's good stuff right there. Let's switch over and talk a little bit about recruiting. You're only a sophomore, as I said. You're kind of just now getting into the crosshairs. As you know, recruiting is happening earlier and earlier. Especially, I tell people all the time, when does your recruiting clock start? The minute you play a varsity down. So you're already a known entity out there. Tell us a little bit about recruiting. I'm sure you're getting some invites and getting some visibility and timelines. How's recruiting going so far this early in your recruitment?
It's good. I've spoken a little with UTSA. They invited me to a camp. Kansas, um, Arizona. I've talked to them. So yeah, it's going good right now.
Okay. I know it's still early, MJ, but do you have an idea what you might want to major in when you do get to college?
Right now, a lot of options. I don't really know right now.
Okay. You still got time to figure that out. That's no problem. The thing I would tell you is I tell all players and all athletes, and all my four kids were all Division I athletes, is shoot for the stars, have a great career, but understand that one day your sport's going to come to an end, and you have to find a job that you have to take care of yourself, your future wife, and your kids down the road. So make sure you're preparing for the end while you're going through it right now. That's the best advice I can give young athletes. Staying on recruiting a little bit, do you prefer to stay in state? Or are you open to going anywhere in the country to get the best education, the best football experience you can get?
I'm willing to go anywhere it takes. Even if it's here, if that's where it is, I'm willing to stay here.
Okay. Well, and it sounds like you have a lot of family that you said they went to Judson, they went to Steele. You felt like you've got real deep roots in San Antonio. I know Coach Trailer very well. Sounds like UTSA. If you had a choice there, stay home, play in front of your family and friends, or no.
I would take the opportunity to play in front of family and friends.
Tell me, going back a little bit to when you first started playing football. All of us as former players, all athletes, we have a favorite play. Maybe when we were in Pop Warner or middle school, or maybe last week or whatever. Think back. What's a play that you performed that you said, "Man, I can't believe I did that," and maybe that was when my awakening of, "Hey, I'm going to be pretty good running back here." What's your favorite memory of yourself?
Probably youth little league on the Tri County Titans. There was a play. It was up the middle. I ran it. The whole team had me wrapped up. I broke out of it and I went and I scored.
Wow. That's I heard a lot of those stories, and I'm sure a lot of kids like you just figured out that's a play you kind of go, man. I think I'm going to be pretty good if I continue to work with this. So that's great. Finishing up here, let's move over and talk about our sponsor. So the regional VP at Buffalo Wild Wings is a good friend of mine, Brian Soltis. He's a former hockey player, played in high school and college, loves student athletes and loves giving them a showcase. to talk about their story with Buffalo Wild Wings. Let's say you're at Buffalo Wild Wings with your teammates. Are you a bone in or a boneless guy?
Bone in. Gotta go bone
Okay.
in.
All right. And what's your favorite sauce?
Lemon pepper. Lemon
Nice.
pepper.
Great choice. And are you a French fries, onion rings, or tater tots guy?
Probably gonna have to go French fries.
Okay. All right. And I'm sure you're staying healthy, but what's your favorite beverage to wash all that down?
Probably a Sprite. Nice Sprite.
Ah, good choice. Okay, Sprite. All right. As athletes, we got to be careful with that soda intake, but I feel you on that. Let's talk a little bit about your team goals here. Finish up this the interview here. You guys are midway through the season, looking good in district. What are your plans? Obviously, make the playoffs, but how deep do you see your Knights and your teammates going in the playoffs this year?
This year I see us winning it all, winning state.
I like it. I like it. Okay. And that's something that program is. You guys were always right there, quarter, semifinals, been in the finals and stuff. So, how important is it for you as a sophomore to do the extra work to make sure that you're doing the right things to help your teammates achieve that goal? How important is that a week in, week out?
It's really important because I'm not just one man on the team. Everybody has to do it. It's a long season, so we gotta stay focused. Do everything correct.
Yeah. You know, MJ, obviously college coaches, all coaches, we love leaders. Sometimes leaders are made and sometimes they're born. Some guys, they lead by verbally, by, getting people fired up. Some of them lead by their actions and how they practice and play the game. What kind of leader, tell these coaches that are watching, what kind of leader are you?
I would consider myself a verbal leader. I'm a verbal leader, and I'm a leader by doing the right thing. Other people see me do it, then they want to start doing it.
Okay. And then last question here. Tell us pregame. Are you a get hype guy, with the earbuds on, listening to your favorite song? Or are you one of the quiet guys over in the corner just kind of going through the game in your mind, eyes closed? Which guy are you pregame?
I would say I'm a hype guy. You got
Okay.
to turn the speaker on, get the guys going, get them
Yeah.
fired up.
I like it. Okay, man. Well, hey, MJ, I'm so every year I circle my calendar. You guys travel all over the place. The one game I'm always at is the Steele Sabola game or the Jetson Sabola game. So I will see you down there here in a couple weeks, man. Good luck this week. I'll probably talk to you more this season. If you ever need anything, let me know. Thank your parents for me for having you on the podcast here, and make sure you swing by Buffalo Wild Wings with you being the player of the week. They've got a nice little gift for you with some wings and some gift cards and stuff. So, man, enjoy the rest of your week. Have a great Friday night, and we'll talk soon. Okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Thanks, MJ.